Hi guys, it's Angie Bell with Old School Crafting. I know, I changed my name. You guys, you know what? I changed my name. I haven't been here for a while. I'm back on this channel. I've been on my other channel, which is called Herbally Hip Tarot. I read tarot cards. And so I've been over there, but I'm back a couple times a week. Of course, I'm going to be back to this channel doing mixed media, doing art journaling. And the reason I changed my name, you guys, really quick, is just because I just feel like I want to go back old school of how I used to do things when I very first started my YouTube channel, like 14 years ago, which is I simply just did whatever the hell I wanted. That's old school crafting to me. I didn't, okay, like now I'll specialize in something for like 6 months or a year. Like, you know, I'll just do junk journaling. I'll just do art journaling. No, it's just whatever the hell I want to do. I don't know, I'm 56 now and I just want to craft. I just want to craft whatever I want to do. And right now I want to do art journaling. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, so that's it, you guys. What is her name? Dina Wakely. She came out with a Ledger mixed media journal, okay? And I went to order it, and of course it's not, it's on backlog. So I thought, wait a minute, I have all of these when I was doing for my art journaling and my junk journaling, I have a bunch of Ledger paper, okay, that I've gotten off the internet. So I'm going to show you how to make a Ledger mixed media book out of a regular book. All right, so let's get started. What I did, so this is how it's going to look. Isn't this fabulous? So you're going to, when you do your, let me move this a little bit. When you do your art journaling, let me see if I want this like, oh, I like this better. There we go. Sorry, guys. When you do your art journaling, you're going to have ledger paper down to start with. So you're not working from a blank page. So you can leave some of the ledger here and there and do your art journaling. How cool is that? I was in love with it. So I said, you know what? I can make my own. So what I did is I got this book from Dollar Tree. Okay, look how nice and big this book is. You want to choose a book that you want to choose a book that's a little bit smaller than your papers. Than these papers. These papers I got off the internet. Just a second. Okay, I got these papers from the internet. Okay, and I got 5 different ledger papers I found on the internet. So just look up vintage, pictures of vintage ledgers, and you're going to get a whole bunch. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that you get some that are going to fill the page. Sometimes when you print them out, they'll be really small. So you might have to print it out to find out. But find ones that look like it's a full page, okay? So these are full pages. So I printed off 5 of this one. I printed off 5 of this one. And this is just copier paper. We'll talk about that too. 5 of this one. 5 of this one. And 5 of this one. So I got 5 different ones. You can just do all the same, or you can get four different ones, 5 different ones. So make sure you look up, Google pics of ledger paper, pics of vintage ledger paper, and you're going to get stuff that looks like this. Really cool. Okay. Now the book, I got this book from Dollar Tree. And I took this thing off, okay? Save this, because you know what you can do? You can use this as a protective cover on the outside of your journal when you're working on it, so you don't get stuff on it. You can just put this over, and this can be now be a cover, temporary cover, okay? So make sure you keep that, okay? And you want your book to be a little bit smaller than your pages. So when you glue your pages on, your pages are going to be bigger than the paper, which is perfect, because then you can just go through and cut this off. Okay, then you're not trying to match things up, and it's just going to be a lot easier on you. What else was I going to say? Oh, and then this side here, we're going to take brown paper bag, and it's going to be a leather. It's going to be, looks like leather. So don't old ledgers look like leather? So that's going to be fabulous. So we're going to do that also. And we're going to do that with paper bags. Okay, so let's first do this. So now to prepare the, so I just wanted to show you, I did the first page. This is the first page when you open the book. Okay, I already put my ledger paper down. And then I just took magazine. And you know what? I gotta go get some wax paper. Yeah, I'm gonna pause you guys and go get wax paper. This is a piece of magazine, but I need something that's not gonna stick. So let me go get my wax paper. And then we're gonna do this. In fact, before I go get the wax paper, let's do this. What we wanna do is, we wanna prepare the book, okay? So let's just do that really quickly. You wanna keep one page. So we're gonna keep this page. Tear out 2 pages. Okay. 1. And keep the pages that you tear out. Oh, one other thing I wanted to say about this. One other thing I want to say about this is these pages are not there. They have a gloss on them. I always thought, oh, don't get the glossy pages. No, the glossy pages are perfect. They're actually a lot thicker and easier to work with, you guys. So get the ones that are glossy. If you can't find a book of this size and it has regular papers, that's fine. But the glossy actually holds up better than regular book pages. Oh, also, how did I glue these down? I use my matte medium. Okay, this is a Tim Holtz matte medium. Doesn't matter what you use. So I glued it down with Tim Holtz matte medium. Now, what I'm going to do is before I work on it, I will matte medium the page, or you can use a clear gesso. Okay, I'm not going to do it now while I'm preparing my book because then I have to wait. But just right before I'm going to do a mixed media page, just do a quick either matte medium on it, matte medium the whole thing, or a clear gesso, and then it prepares the page to accept anything. Okay, and makes it tougher. But the pages are going to be nice and thick if you get the books that have a shininess to them. Okay, all right, so we're going to keep this one, tear out 2. So keep 1, tear out 2, keep 1, tear out 2. That's all you're going to do. And then tear out this one, and then keep this one, tear 2 out. Now, I'm not going to do this whole book with you guys, but we'll do a few pages so you get the crux of what we're supposed to be doing here. Plus, I want to do the cover. Okay, so keep 1, tear out 2. And this should give you enough room in your book in between the pages to be able to not have your book be too bulky. Keep this one, tear this one out. And if you want, you can be more specific about it. You can go and take a little knife and do that if you want. Take like a little, a little knife scraper thing. You know what I'm talking about. Especially if it feels, I don't know why it's feeling weird. Just a second, let me get my knife out. This is what I'm talking about. This thing here. I don't know why my brain's not allowing me to think of what the heck it is. It's gonna hit me. You might want to do this period because this is actually gonna probably make it come out a lot easier. Well, maybe not. All right, so we're going to take out this one too. I think we took out 3 on this one, but that's fine. Okay, keep this one. Tear out 2. And you know what I'm going to see? Is this done in signatures? Because it's actually easier if you take it out in signature wise, but I just didn't know. Did I take out 2 yet? Okay, let's leave this here. I might show you, I'm going to show you maybe a different way of doing this that might be better. I'm just looking for something to stop, just to hold where I'm at, because that's where we left off at. Okay, so let me show you like this. Find the middle of the book, and then the pages are going to come out really easy if they're in signatures, and these are in signatures. So I think I'm trying to find the middle of the book. Is this the middle? Yep, this is the middle. So you're taking out 2 pages right here, like this, right? And we'll leave 1. Now let's take out 2 more. I think this is gonna work. Let's see if this works this way. If it doesn't work, it depends on your book. Okay. There's 1, and then take out 2. So I'll take out these 2. It doesn't matter how you do it, just keep 1 page, tear out 2. So yeah, you know what? I'm getting myself confused. Hope I'm not confusing you guys too much. You know what? I'm not going to do it that other way. Just make sure you keep 1, tear out 2. So we kept 1, we need to tear these 2 out. And if you need to use your knife, if things aren't smooth when you're tearing it out, yeah, this is going to be easier. The original way we were doing it. Okay, keep this 1, tear out 2. But keep your knife by you, just in case you need it, okay? So keep this 1, tear out 2. See how there's all this left behind? You can use your little knife if you need to. It's weird how some pages turn out cut so nicely and then some don't. It's weird. And also, if you end up tearing things unevenly or things get torn, you can just put a piece of masking tape in here. Like if you make the pages weak, this might be weak when I'm done with it, this page here. So I'll just put a piece of masking tape. And you can paint right over masking tape really easily. So yeah, this page here I'll probably put masking tape on. Okay, so actually, you know, I'm gonna take this page out because it ripped. Okay, let's keep this 1. We'll rip the next 2 out. So you get the point of what I'm saying. Okay. Keep 1, rip out 2. We're gonna do this 1 more time. Keep 1. Rip out 2. See, guys see what happens in this book when I get to a signature. That's why it acts jacked up. But still, do your best. Keep one, rip out two. So let's keep this one, rip out the next two. See how easy that one came out? It's the way the signatures are put together in here. And I love how big this book is. So when I was at Dollar Tree, I picked up quite a few of these books. When you find the big ones at Dollar Tree, pick up 4 or 5 of them if you art journal or junk journal. Because the bigger ones, they don't always have there. But also just look in your stash for books, especially cookbooks. Cookbooks have that nice shiny surface on them. So keep one, rip out two. Cookbooks are another good one. And if you can't find a book of this size, one that's just a little smaller than 8.5 by, wait, what's a regular sheet of paper? 8.5 by 11. You want your book just a little smaller than a piece of 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. And why? That's just so you don't have to try to fit the page perfectly. You can just cut around it. It makes it so much easier. All right, so keep all of these because we're gonna do stuff with these. So keep all of these, and if you want, you can keep them for now in the back of your book. So we almost did the whole book. We're right here. So that's where I left off. So I'm gonna just put a piece of paper there so I make sure I know where I left off at. Okay, so now I want to do a couple of these with you. Let me go get some wax paper. I'm going to pause you. I'll be right back, guys. All right, you guys, I'm back. So I got, I'm just going to look at my camera and see how it's doing. Okay, we're nice and bright. Okay, so you guys, when you're at Dollar Tree next time, pick yourself up some wax paper because you're going to use a lot of it just to prepare this book. Okay, so let's put wax paper here and leave the wax paper there until it dries. And if don't worry about pages buckling. You don't have to worry because you're going to close your book and that's going to flatten all your pages out. So you'll be good. And like I said, if you're preparing your book and you accidentally rip a page or it doesn't come out the way you want it, and you have you can leave the page there and just use some masking tape, like the beige masking tape, because you can gesso right over that and you'll be perfect. Okay, oh, you don't have to gesso over it, just put that there, put the tape there, and then put our papers on top. Okay, so I used this one already. All right, so I'm going to glue this one down here. And I'm going to choose this one on this side. Look how cool that looks, you guys. And like you already have something so cool on the page. So when you do your mixed media backgrounds, leave some of this out. And that will add to the background. Or you completely cover it, whichever. But you have a really cool base. So it's like you're working in a ledger book. But we're making a faux ledger book. All right, so let's put this over here, this here, and so get your glue. And I'm using, what am I using? I'm using matte medium. I'm using Tim Holtz matte medium. I think it's Tim Holtz. I got it on clearance at the Hobby Lobby clearance like a couple years ago, I think. And it's been sitting here and I'm like, okay, I need to use this. I mean, I have tons of matte medium that I've gotten on clearance from Hobby Lobby, from the Hobby Lobby clearances. But I have this little one and I'm like, you know what, you need to use that. Don't be afraid, you guys, to use your stuff. That's what we got it for. Use it. Because one day, especially stuff like this, you're going to wake up and you're going to wake up and it's going to be dried out. And you're going to be like, oh, why didn't I use it? And then smooth it just like that. And if you get any wrinkles, don't don't even sweat the wrinkles. Who cares? I like all my stuff to look more vintagey and grungy, so I welcome wrinkles. I am not even concerned about wrinkles. I think wrinkles add to your project, especially if you like more vintage and which I do everything vintage and grungy. So and I know a lot of you guys have that same style also, so don't even sweat it. Okay, so now we need to do this side, right? Oh, you know what I need to do before I do this page? I need to cut this out. Because if I don't, I'm not going to know. If I don't trim this now, I'm not going to know where to cut at. So let me do that really quickly. All right, I'm going to pause you guys because I got to move my book around, and then I'll be right back. So I'm going to do is take my scissors and just cut this out around, okay? So do that before you go on so that because if not, once you glue your other one of these onto here, you're not going to be able to see where the page lines are to cut it, okay? Right back. Okay, you guys, see, I went ahead and I cut that out, see? So now it's nice and perfect. So, and that's another thing I'm going to be doing with you guys. I'm not going to be a lot of times preparing the product ahead of time. I'm just going to create with you guys. So it's going to be, I'm going to be, you know, doing a tutorial, but at the same time, it's going to be very open to you just being able to work along with me. And old school for me too, how my videos were is they were longer. Like I'll do a video for an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes, no more than 2 hours. But then this way, it can be like a craft along video. Like you can put me on and it's like you have a friend crafting with you. And also when you're crafting, I like when someone has a long video, because I don't gotta go look for another video. I can listen to them while I'm crafting, be learning some stuff. It's like I have a little buddy with me crafting. So I like that. All right, so now it's this one. I line it up on the bottom and make sure I'm over a little bit on the bottom, and then that make sure that I'm over on the top. And you want to get into the crux, but you don't want to get too far into the crux of your page, because you know what happens. Okay, let me just, and then I like to go like this to smooth it on. We get a good adhesion. And like I said, I don't care about bubbles. I just want to make sure that this is on good. So I'm using this. You get this a scraper. I get it at Dollar Tree in the kitchen section. I love it. And I also like to clean my glass mat up with it. It scrapes off glue and paint off my glass mat. So when you're at Dollar Tree, pick one of these up. Okay, there we go. Just make sure we got a good adhesion going there. And then here, I love the wax paper. Let's go ahead and trim it off right now. Let me see if I can do this on camera. And like I said, if your page starts curling a little bit, don't even worry about it, because you're going to shut your book, put something, put a little weight on there, and your pages are going to be just perfect. Now, the Dina Wakley ledger, I probably will end up getting it, but it's not going to be back in for a while, I guess. So I was watching her. She was at a craft show, and she said, they ordered a ton. So she thought, oh, okay, we got a ton of these. We'll be fine. She goes, they sold out like in a day or two or something like that. So it's going to be a while since they come back in. And I want my own ledger book. So I thought, you know what? What a great first video to come back after I haven't been here for a while. And I haven't done mixed media videos for a while. I was doing junk journals. The last thing I was doing on this channel was junk journals. So, you know what I want to try? Make sure too when you're done that you wipe off your scissors when the glue is still dry. Thinking about trying this. Taking a metal ruler. You get these again at Dollar Tree. You guys, Dollar Tree is one of my favorite places to shop for craft supplies. Line this up at the bottom of the page. And this might just be way faster and way easier. This is going to be a little harder because I only have a little piece. It's not that much. It's just a little. See how small the piece is? I don't know if you can see it, but it's really small. It's not really far over the edge on this one. It's just a little bit, so I may have a hard time using this to get this off. Yeah, it's not going to work. But on a piece here where I had it really hanging off, use your metal ruler. So I'm going to leave my metal ruler out. And we'll just have to trim this. I'll show you what I'm talking about with the metal ruler here in just a second. There we go. So now that's off. Now see how the page is curling a little bit? Like I said, don't worry about that. You're going to be just fine. Just put, close this and put a book on it. And put your wax paper in between. And we usually put wax paper in between anyway, right? When we're art journaling. Okay, now this is where I was talking about. To see the little bit of piece that's the ledge here that's flapped over. You have a little bit more to work with here, so I may be able to use this metal ruler and it'll go a lot faster. Maybe. Let's see. Yeah, this is working good. Yep, it's working good. Perfect. So keep your metal ruler handy and pick those up. You can pick those up at Dollar Tree. Now, see when the flap is like the little piece that's left over is that short, I can't use that metal ruler. So then just use your scissors for this part. And again, we always do this anyway. Like when you're working in your art journal, a lot of times you'll go over the edge so you don't have to line things up, and then you just trim it afterwards. So it's the same thing. But we're doing this to make ourselves a mixed media ledger journal. A little bit of glue right there. So we're going to do a couple more of these, and then I'm going to show you how to do the cover. Okay. Perfect. You know, I just thought about something. You know what I should have done first? I should have done the cover first and then put this on. And we still may go ahead and, because what you want to do when we do the leather thing, do the leather with paper bags, we're going to want to fold it over like this, right? So don't do what I did on your cover here. Don't put this on here until you do the leather bound first. So what we're going to do is I'll show you how to make this into leather bound. We'll go over this, but then I'll have to just put another piece of this ledger paper over it. Okay. When we get to that, I'll explain that. That just hit me right now. So look, we have 2 pages now. Look how beautiful. Oh my God, wouldn't you love to just work in this? And like I said, I do not care about wrinkles. I think the wrinkles add to my piece because I love vintage. So if you don't care about the wrinkles and you think it adds to your piece, you're going to be a lot less. It's going to be a lot easier for you. Oh, I can't wait to work in this. And I've gotten some really cool collage books. They're not extra downloads, but they're collage. Basically, collage books once you download all the pages. And it's collage fodder. You guys, it's phenomenal. So I'll share that with you guys. We're gonna do some really cool mixed media collages starting on my next video. So tomorrow. Okay. Perfect. Again, let's trim this out. Can you guys see me? Yeah. So put your metal ruler here. And then, to make this easier to do it like this. So make sure you cut the edge off before you glue this page on, or you'll have two pages and you won't have an edge to line it up with, and you won't know where you're at. Okay, so now you could cut these out to match the page perfectly, but then you have to line things up, and I think that's harder when you have to line things up. I'd rather just be able to go over the edge and then just trim it. That's what I like doing. So, but if you're not comfortable with that, that's fine. If I get off camera, you guys, I'll be back on in a second. And you don't have to do the whole book at one time. You could do, like, you know, do 5 or 6 pages. Maybe do 5 or 6 pages every day until you get the whole thing done. And in between, you can work in your journal. So, don't think you can't work in your journal until you get all these pages covered. Don't worry about it. Do 5 or 6 pages. Work in your journal. Do 5 or 6 more. Perfect. All right, so let's do... Oh, let's put some wax paper. I'm going to put some wax paper back in here, just so we have a little bit of protection so pages aren't gluing together. And when you're done, save your wax pieces, because then you can just reuse them in your art journal when you're art journaling. Okay, there we go. Now this is going to make sure that pages aren't sticking together, and we're going to be safe. But let me tell you something like this. If that happened where, your pages stick together and then you undo them and it rips the other page a little bit, that could be really cool looking too. That could add to your mixed media collage. So don't even sweat it. I'm just making this a little, taking this off of here. X-Acto knife, that's what this is called. I couldn't think of the damn name of it a few minutes ago. Okay. I want to get this off of here, but I don't want to go into the... Just a second. cleaning this up a little bit more. These pages are really thick because, like I said, they're the shiny pages, so they tend to be a little bit thicker, which also makes them great for a mixed media, making your own mixed media journal. Okay, so this one's gonna go here, and I made 5 of each one of these. I have 5 different ledger pages. And like I said, I made 5 of each. Wait, is that the same one? Oh, this is the same one. Yeah, I don't want to use the same one. I want to use different ones. Okay. Okay. Oh, these are... I'm getting confused. Okay. So they're saying I'm using different pages, and then I started to use the same one. Okay, here we go. These are 2 different ones. I mean, they could be the same, doesn't matter, but I like having the 2 different ones. All right, so we're going to glue this down. Let's get some more paper. Okay. I trimmed this one up already, right? Okay, yeah. All right, let's get our glue on here. Actually, I'm going to go this way with the glue. Now, you want to make sure before you start that I would either use some, I would prepare my page before I started my mixed media page with matte medium, the stuff I'm using this glue here, or clear gesso. And what that does is it just makes the surface have a lot of tooth, and really you can do anything you want on it. If you want to do watercolor, if you want to do, and it gives the paper more strength. If you want to do watercolor, if you want to do acrylics, whatever you want to do. Okay, if you want to, when you do your collaging, it gives the paper more tooth and more strength. One second. There we go. There we go. And now let's do this one. Do I have wax paper in between this one and this one? Oh wait, why did I go? Oh, I just totally messed up. Not totally, but you don't see what I did? Is I went here instead of going right back to the one I just did. I don't know how I got. Just turned to the wrong page. All right, let's just keep going. You see what I'm saying? I skipped a couple of pages, so I don't know why. Whatever. The main thing I want you to do is just to see the technique of what I'm doing. Okay, I just got glue on here because I... Okay, sorry I got a little bit quiet on you guys. Okay. There we go. You just want to really make sure that you don't have to use this thing here, this scraper. You can also just use a credit card just to make sure that you really got things down good. You just want good adhesion. There we go. And no major either. If something comes up a little bit, whatever, just glue it back down. But if you do it right the first time, you don't have to worry about that. Okay, so now we have this. Look how this looks now. Isn't this cool? Wouldn't this be good to open this up and start collaging on this, on top of this, start doing mixed media on top of this, and using some of this background in your mixed media? Fabulous. And if you decide you don't want to use it and you want to cover it all, then cover it all. But you have this base to start with, which is just so vintage and cool. I love it. And it's better than just a regular ledger book, because a lot of old ledger books are old. The paper's old, moldy. The papers might be a little bit too old where they don't hold up. This way, you know they're going to hold up. Okay. So, and then we have this one. We have this one. Okay, with our wax paper right here. And then like an idiot, I skipped a couple pages. I don't know why, or I just skipped this one, so that's fine. Now look at that. I want to show you this. Look how this is coming out right here. Okay, I'm gonna go get some masking tape and masking tape that down right now. I will be right back, guys. Okay, you guys, I am out of masking tape. Now, if I wasn't going to put this, I'm going to be putting papers on top of this, so we don't have to worry about this. But masking tape, if you're going to put it down and you're going to mix media right over it, that's good. I would use masking tape. I wouldn't use this. But since I'm going to put paper down over this, we'll be fine. So sometimes you can get a little overzealous when you're making your book. And that's what happened to me. But no major. I fixed it. And that's why I like working real time and just showing you, like, when I've made a mistake or things happen, because then I can show you how to correct them. Otherwise, you don't know how to correct them. Okay, so there we go. So now this page is fixed, and I don't have to worry about that page breaking out. Perfect. Okay, let me just trim this off, and then we're going to start working on the cover. I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, I went ahead and cut everything, cut all the pages. Now, look at this, how this is coming off here. This is hanging on by a thread. So take this, and don't use clear tape on this part, but you can use masking tape. So if this happens to you, this even happens when you're junk journaling, sometimes the pages want to come out, or you rip pages out, right? So just take a piece of, I don't have masking tape. I have masking tape, but I don't have like the beige masking tape. I have like green and purple. You want the beige, because I can just put that right in here, okay? On this side, I did use the clear, which I didn't want to, but I'm going to put paper over this anyway, so we'll be fine. And then that'll make sure your book is fine. And also, if your book if you have a page you want to rip out, that's how you put it back in. Or if you have a page and it starts getting a little bit loose, then you can do that, okay? Same thing with this one. This one is starting to come a little bit loose. I'm going to put some buy some masking tape tomorrow from Dollar Tree and put it right in here. And then I'm going to put my papers on, right? And you won't even see the masking tape. And once you start working in your book, you're not going to see the masking tape anything. We're going to do stuff. You're going to do stuff over it anyway. So, no major. Okay. So this is why I'm glad remember I skipped these pages, but this is why I'm glad that I'm doing things in real time, because when I make mistakes, I can show you and not skip over those mistakes and then show you how I've corrected them. Okay. So let's leave our wax paper here, so nothing sticks to each other. Everything's all good. Okay. All right. So I'm not going to continue doing any more pages. You guys got the gist of how to do it. Look how cool that looks. Ah! I'm so excited. Okay. Now, what I want to do now is I want to work on the, I'm going to take these out. These are the pages that we took out. I'm going to work on the leather part of this thing. Try to find somewhere like the middle so this lays as flat as you can lay it. Doesn't have to be perfect, just somewhere in the middle. And then we're just going to start gluing on. We're going to start gluing on paper bags. Okay. So, this is what I'll show you. Again, you guys know me, Dollar Tree. Go to Dollar Tree or wherever and get yourself these type of paper bags. The reason I say these, they are thinner than if all you have and that's what you want to use, you can use your grocery paper bags. But I like working with the thinner. They're going to glue down a lot easier. The other ones are they're thicker and they're harder to glue down, right? So, crumble. Okay. And we're just going to do this one side. And you just want to crumble it, rip it. Okay. And I'm going to glue it just like this and glue over this part here too. Okay. And I'm trying to think to glue this down if I don't want to use. Now, we'll just use, if you want to glue it down just to get it glued down, you could use like Eileen's Tacky or something like that. But what you want to do is you want to make sure on top that you use matte medium, or you use matte medium on the top so it's a paintable surface, or use clear gesso. Also, another thing, let's suppose you only have Elmer's or you only have some other type of PVA glue. Use that, okay? Then you can take clear matte spray paint and spray over it, and then it's a paintable surface. You can even do that on a page if you don't have matte medium and you don't want to have that expense. Go get yourself some matte clear spray paint, which you can get for a couple of dollars, like at Walmart. Okay. I always like to give options for things. And I also like to give a cheaper way of doing things. Because I remember when I very first started doing this whole thing and things were so expensive, I was like, oh my God. So there's always a cheaper way of doing things. And I've been telling you guys for years to pay attention. Hobby Lobby's just already been having their clearances, and they already did their clearance in their fine art department. But check yours, because maybe they did it at mine. They may not have done it at yours yet. And because that's the best way to get craft supplies and your mixed media supplies, because they are 75% off. And it is, I've gotten, over the years, I've gotten so much great crafting materials and mixed media materials from that clearance. Just make sure I got, okay. And then we're going to cut off a little bit smaller pieces here in just a minute. I lied, I was just going to do the one side, but then, now we're going to do both. I love to make things look like leather. Love it. Now see how we need to cover that. And you want to go over the edge. You want to go over the edge because then you want to wrap it around, or the blue edge is going to show, and we don't want to see the blue edge, right? Make sure you guys are seeing this. Okay, and so we'll glue this. This will go over the edge like that, and we'll glue that in. We'll go to the other side when we're done. But go over the edge so that you you don't see the blue edge right here. You don't want to see that, right? Right. The same thing here. Go ahead and wrap it around just like this. Okay. Here we'll have to trim this off there. Okay. And then I have a little blue piece left there. Let's just put a little more piece here. And if you can form more wrinkles while you're doing it. You want the wrinkles, because the wrinkles are going to make it look like old leather, right? So now you want to do smaller pieces. Not super small, but just smaller pieces. No straight edges. You want it to look like that. You want the really torn looking edges. I'm so glad I'm using this, I'm so glad I'm using this Tim Holtz matte medium. I've had it for years and it's just been sitting here. And I'm like, girl, why are you hoarding the matte medium? Use it. You bought it, use it. Have a baby wipe by you so you can keep your hands wiped off. Okay, and then crumble it, open it up. You see you have a lot of wrinkles. You want a lot of wrinkles. Make sure that you go over the edges, whether it's at the top or it's on the side. And then you'll go to the other side and glue them. So I just make sure I just put that around. Okay, got another paper bag here. Open up one side. Okay, so we have another paper bag here. You know another, oh, I still have more paper bag over here. You know another thing you can use? Packing material. Packing material usually, it's a little bit thinner of a paper bag. You might want to try that too, if you have some packing material. Whatever you got. The reason I didn't want to use that piece had, it had a seam on it, and I didn't really want the seam. Okay, so there we go. Let's put this here. Make sure that you can put that around, so we cover that edge up, right? Okay, how long have we been on for? Almost an hour. Okay, perfect. I'm just gonna put my glue on right now. You want to put matte medium over the whole thing anyway to seal it in. And it's matte because you know, old leather isn't super shiny anymore, right? So I want mine not to be super shiny. If you want it to be real shiny, you can put a clear coat on it also. Well, you want it, no, you want to do matte medium at this point because we are going to use paint. We're going to use you can either use acrylic paint to colorize this. Oh, I think what I'm going to use, I know what I'm going to use. I'm going to use the Tim Holtz Distress inks, but I'll show you also, if you don't have the Tim Holtz Distress inks, I'll tell you how to use just acrylic paint. You can do acrylic paint also. But I love the Tim Holtz Distress inks. They're fun. Look how this is looking like leather already. Isn't this fabulous? Love it. All right. And make sure that this folds over the edge, and it does. Fold over the edge on the top and the bottom. Go, and then matte medium on top. Okay, one more piece here. And then just really crumble it. There we go. I just love a project like this, making something look like leather. Oh, because I love leather. I think leather is just old. I like old leather, old wrinkly leather. Old wrinkly leather that's been around forever. I just think it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful. Okay, and then bring that like that. Okay. Look how that's looking already. Phenomenal. Let me just glue, because I have glue over here. Let me glue this side up to here. And I'll probably finish this off camera. You know what? I should probably put a piece of wax. There we go. Put a piece of wax paper right here. We're going to have some issues. And the one thing we don't want is issues. Okay. Okay, wrinkle it real good. Make sure we go over the edge here. Fold that over. And what I love is making more wrinkles. So if you make more wrinkles, perfect. Like when you're putting the glue on and stuff, if you're making more wrinkles, that's perfect. Lots of wrinkles. There we go. I think wrinkles make everything better. If you do mixed media with me, you're not going to ever have to worry about being perfect, because I'm always trying to make things look like old. Either I'm trying to create old walls, old caves, old doors, old pieces of leather. I like my stuff to look like that. I like it to look very old and vintage. I really don't want to, personally, I don't really, for the most part, I really don't like things to look new. I like things to look old and vintage. So that's always my goal. Old vintage. Okay. When you have small pieces like this, you can also take these kind of small pieces just to give yourself even more wrinkles. If you want, take small pieces like this, wrinkle them, and then just put them in place anywhere where you just want to have a little bit more wrinkles. And that'll just even add more to your whole thing. See? So you can do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this up. I'm going to let this dry. For me, it's going to be, I'm going to let this dry overnight, okay? And then we'll do the painting part. For you guys, it'll be about 2 seconds, okay? All right, you guys, let this dry. For you, it'll be 2 seconds. For me, it'll be overnight. So, see you guys in just a minute. Okay, you guys, so I have let this sit overnight. So look how nice, look at that. It almost just looks perfect like that, but I want to deepen this up, okay, with some different colors of brown. And I was going to use the Tim Holtz Distress Inks, but I want to use something that everybody has, so I'm going to use plain old acrylic paint, okay, which will work perfect. And also, if we want, and then I'll also, because, you know, I want to protect it, I don't know if I'll use a mass, a gloss, or a matte gel over this to give it a finish. So, but with acrylic, it won't move. But if I use the Tim Holtz, it'll move. Plus, the Tim Holtz, not everybody has all the colors. So, all right. So what I want to show you is a couple things I did. Here, I want to glue this down. Remember how it was? Now, what I was going to do is I was going to glue this down, which I am, because I wanted this to wrap around, right? And I was going to put another piece of the ledger on top. But then I thought, no, I'm going to leave all these uneven edges. This adds to the mixed media of it all. It starts that page, the inside cover, whenever I decide to decorate, whenever I decide to, you know, do some mixed media on that. So let me see if I can put this over if I'm still in frame. Yeah. Okay. How far can I go over that I'm still in frame? There we go. All right. So let's just glue this down inside of here. Let's get this glued down. And we'll go like that. We might need to, let me see what I can do with this. Does that work? Yeah. It's a little thick, but it worked. So, I love how it looks kind of, you know, just uneven and just shabby, because that's just going to add to the background. Because we add all these different collage papers on, right? When we do. And I like a very vintage or a very grungy background. So this is going to be perfect for me. Now, if this wasn't going to be perfect for you, like you don't want to see that, because there'll be all kinds of collage pieces added to this and paints and everything. So if you don't like that, then just simply just put another piece of your ledger right on top of it. Okay? All right. This is like one of those little happy accidents that Bob Ross used to talk about. And you're like, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I like that. I don't know why that didn't just hit me from the beginning. I'm at the I bought tons of matte mediums. It lasted me for like years, like probably the last 3 or 4 years, from the Hobby Lobby clearance, okay, from a long time ago. And so I had like probably, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 bottles of it, and they were huge tubs like this big. But this is my last tub. So I used to make my own matte medium. So I'm going to be making my own matte medium. And here's the recipe. I learned it from one of my subbies a long time ago. She took Elmer's glue, add a little water just so it's not so thick. And then you take matte spray paint, clear matte spray paint, and you spray like, I don't know, 10 times into there. Well, it creates it into a matte glue, into a matte glue, and also a matte sealer. And then just to give it a little extra matteness, take your book outside and take the matte clear spray paint and just spray your page real quick. Now you have a matte surface to work on. It's also acts as like a clear gesso. That formula, what I just said, also acts like a clear gesso. So yeah, so I'm going to be making that here probably today, because this is the last little bit of matte medium I have. And matte medium's expensive, right? Like this tub would have cost me 20 bucks. Okay, I paid $4.99 for it. See? And I have, a long time ago, I bought a I bought Elmer's glue by the gallon at Hobby Lobby. They were clearancing it out. This was probably, God, 5 or 6 years ago. They were clearancing it out. They had like 5 sitting there. I bought all 5 because I make my own matte medium, right? So I'm like, oh my gosh. So so I still have almost all of them. I have half of one, and then I have a bunch, and then I have the other 4. So I still have a lot of that Elmer's glue that I can make into a matte medium. There's also recipes on how to make your own gesso. I think it's baby powder, maybe Elmer's glue, cornstarch. I'm not sure. You can look it up, and there's lots of recipes on how to make your own gesso, white gesso, and how to make your own molding paste. But I have plenty of molding paste, and I have plenty of white gesso left. So I have lots of thick white gesso, and then just the regular thin type of white gesso. So I have a lot. Okay, so we're gonna let that dry. Perfect. You know what I want to do? I want to get this dry a little bit before I have the plastic, but let me dry this. I'm gonna go off camera. Let me dry this real quick, and then I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, so I dried this now so that this is dried. Okay. Make sure. Okay, I'm just making sure I'm in frame. Am I in frame? Yeah. Okay. All right, so what I want to show you guys is when I let this dry, or after it dried this morning, I took something heavy like this and I put it on the book like this. Okay, with something heavy, you can do it all over or just here, and it really flattened out the pages and made everything just look extra crisp. It made everything look extra crisp. Like, look how nice this looks now. Okay, so all the pages are nice and flat. Now, remember I told you sometimes when you're ripping pages out, you kind of, the book, you kind of start, you can rip a page and it's like half in and half out. And I really wanted this page to stay here because I already had put the ledger on here, right? So this is what I was talking about. You can just take masking tape, the beige masking tape, and put this right here. Because we're going to collage on this, we're going to paint, we're going to do all kinds of stuff, right? So we'll paint this, collage it, just treat it like it's part of the page. Now, so that I did that there. And then we still got to put the ledger on here. Remember I skipped all these pages for putting the ledger on there for some reason. Anyway, now this page here, I haven't put the ledger paper on there right yet, right? But this started falling apart a little bit, and that can happen even in a book that you're not making. You just once things get wet. So this is a good thing to know. Just take your masking tape and put that on. This is such a paintable surface. And then I'm gonna end up putting, you know, these pages like we did the rest of them right on top of here, so you actually won't even see the tape. Some people put tape always on every page just to make everything more secure. So I just wanted to show you guys that. Okay, there we go. So I did it to this page too because I felt like it needed it. This one's fine. Okay, so just wanted to show you that, and look how nice and flat everything is now. We don't have everything all buckling anymore. So just put, when you're done with these, just put something heavy on it, and you'll have a nice flat page to work with. Okay. Oh, you know what? I didn't do it to, well, we'll do it. I'll do it afterwards. Look, I didn't do this one yet to the back page, but we'll do it. I'll do this off camera, so we won't worry about that. All right. So now let me find the middle of this book again. It's about the middle. All right, so that we can do our painting. Okay, so we can paint on this. Oh, wait a minute. I wanted to just put that in there. There we go. Get the wax paper in there just in case it wants to. It's pretty dry, but it's not probably all the way completely dry. Okay, so now we need to decide on some paints to paint our leather, right? So I have this color here. This is raw sienna. I need to get myself a little plate, like a little palette to work on. We'll use this. Okay, so I have some raw sienna. I'm going to use this color, I believe. Just, yep, there we go. Beautiful. And you know, when leather is old and wrinkly, it's you know, it's aging. Well, it's not going to age one color, right? So we need some other colors. So also, I have this raw umber, and this is just acrylic paint. So you can use the craft acrylic paint. This is fine artist acrylic paint. But it's just what I had right next to me. So this is what I'm using. And we might want to do a third color. We could just do those two. But I have this brown. I have this. This is just some regular acrylic paint. Craft acrylic paint. And I like this color of brown. Just a second. Let's see if I can't get this off. Well, I better use these. Just a second, guys. Don't you hate when you have to open something up? It's just a pain in the, you know what? It's a pain in the astro. Just a second, guys. I'm cleaning out my fingers. I'm cleaning out my scissors. Oh, that really got underneath my fingernail. Just a second, guys. Oh, I can't believe how much that got under my fingernail. But it sure did. Just a second. My baby wipe fell to the ground. Okay. All right. Especially, I want to get this paint from underneath my fingernail, because if I don't get it now, it will really be under there. That would not be good. Okay, so then I have this color too. So let's just see about this color. Okay, for like a third color. Yeah, I think this is good. I was gonna maybe use this one, but I think I like this one. So we got all three of these colors all together. Doesn't that look like old leather colors? Okay. And I think the best thing, let me take off my rings, is to use your fingers when you do this. I'm going to do the back of the cover first, just so I can make sure that these are the colors I want. So if these aren't the colors I want, then, oh, it is. I was going to say, because if it's not the colors I want, then at least it's on the back, and we can do whatever to cover it up. Oh, I love this. This looks really good. So it's just taking your finger and just rubbing it over this. This color brown here is really, really pretty. I'm really loving that color. So I'm going to use a lot of this color, just a little bit of the dark here and there, and a little bit of this color, this sienna, here and there. So pick out some shades of brown and do your best. This dark umber color, I think it'll be great for the edges too. Perfect. So it's just a matter of playing. Play, 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 play. How many times have we all said that? Just play. but if I was you, I'd work in small sections because you want these colors to blend into each other, right? Right. So work in sections. So you're getting things the way you want them. Put a little bit more of that burnt umber on these edges. Very nice. Oh, look how beautiful that looks. I love it. All right, so we're gonna finish. I'm gonna finish this with you guys on camera, and then I'll finish this off camera, and then I'll come back and show it to you. And you can use a brush, but for this, I just think that your finger is going to be your best bet with this whole thing. That's what I think. That's my little opinion. Okay. Sorry if I'm getting quiet. I'm just focusing here and there. Okay. All right, and now let's get some brown, the darker brown on here, on the edges. There. Now, oh, I love this. I am going to use a paintbrush to get some dark right in through here. So let me get a brush that is going to fit in there. All right, perfect brush. Here's a perfect brush with a little, this will fit right in there in that little crevice. Because we definitely want like that dark umber color right in there. And while we're doing that, let's just put that dark umber color on the other side too. And again, let's use our finger to kind of blend that out so we don't have like that major demarcation line. And then let's put some brown right on that edge. I think painting with your fingers is just awesome. Sometimes there's no better tool than your fingers. Sorry guys for getting quiet. I'm just focusing, making decisions of where I'm gonna put things. Oh, I love it. Look how fabulous this looks. Need a little bit more brown into here, deep brown, just to make it look a little bit. Give it that really nice age look. Look at that. Phenomenal. There we go. You know what? We need a little bit more of the brown right here. Perfect. Let me see what you guys are looking at. Well, every time I want to look through the camera, I see one little area that needs it, or I love stuff like this. It's just using your intuition and just going for it. Oh, look how cool that looks. Look how old that looks. Like that looks like an old piece of leather. Okay, so I'm gonna pause real quick. I'm gonna do this side and then we'll be right back. Okay, guys? Just for the sake of time on the video. Okay, you guys, look how beautiful this looks. Is this fabulous? We have our own vintage ledger. And so what I'm going to do is we're going to let this dry. I want to protect the paint because, you know, we're going to be working in this book. So I haven't decided, but I do have a gloss medium. So I think, you know, I think I am going to put a gloss medium on it, not flat. I'm going to put a gloss medium on it. So this is a clear gloss gel. This is what I'm talking about. I only paid $6.44 for this at the Hobby Lobby clearances. When they have those clearances, you guys, I'm making videos again, so I'll let you know whenever I see the clearances. Get yourself there and take advantage of these clearances because this was $18.99 only for $6.44. This can also be used as a glue. You can also glue with this also. So the gloss gel is for a protective gloss finish, but it's also you can glue things down with this too. I wouldn't put it on top if you want to do mixed media on top. I wouldn't put the glue on top, just on the bottom to glue it down because it's going to put a gloss protectant over it. But you can be used as a glue or it can be used as a protective gloss. So once this dries, like tomorrow, I'll let this dry overnight. And then tomorrow I will use the gloss medium on it. And then we're going to start working in this journal. There's a lady named Aimie, and I just ordered her collage books. Oh my God. I love her collage books. And then I found a bunch of people on Etsy and I gotten their collage printables. So we're going to be doing a whole bunch of collaging with printables and Aimie's collage books. And also we're going to incorporate the ledger page will be incorporated in the design. Also, we'll be using different script letters. We'll be using all of my jelly prints. So we're gonna have a good time, you guys. It's gonna be fun. So that will be my next video. We'll be creating a page in here using all those collage books and those printables that I have found. They're very vintage, very shabby chic. Some are very grungy, very steampunk. I think a steampunk page is the first one I'm gonna do. So super excited about that. Okay, you guys, that's it for this one. And then when I come back on, when we're gonna start working in this journal, I'll show you how this looks with the gloss when we come back and we start working in this. Okay, all right, you guys. And then I'll have a bunch of pages done, you know, a bunch more of the ledger pages glued in by then too. You don't have to glue all your ledger pages in right away, but you know, every day maybe glue 5 or 6 and then 5 or 6 more and 5 or 6 more, you know, just keep going. Okay, you guys, that is it for now. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd love for you to do so. If you can give this video a thumbs up, comments or questions, leave them below. I still have my Facebook group. It will be in the description below. And if you make one of these, post in the Facebook group. Okay, guys? All right, you guys, that is it. I'll see you guys soon, and we'll be working in this. I'm so excited. I've been wanting one of these mixed media ledgers since I seen, what's her name? Dina Wakley, since I seen her. And the reason I thought of it, because I was just going to buy one. You can't get them. So, I'm excited. All right, you guys, that's it. Talk to you guys soon. Yeah, that's it. Talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.